Hello?
Your lives.
Okay. Hello, guys. Welcome back to In the House Media House Call. This is your girl, Michelle Diamond. And we do apologize for the technical difficulties. We were in some areas where we were not getting the reception, but we are here. And of course, this segment is brought to you empowered by SapphirEmerald Magazine, as well as myself, Next Level Promotion. And of course, we are definitely housed by In the House Media, Mr. Jerome Dorn. And today we have the amazing, talented author and choreographer, or In the House Media fellow teammate and family member, or girl, Miss Elaine Diamond Bailey. Hi,
Hi!
welcome.
How you doing?
Good. Look like we don't know each other.
That's that energy.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I just want the world to know, who Miss Elaine Diamond Bailey is, everything that you have in store. Tell us a little bit about, your background, where you came from, where you were born, where you reside now. And, we're going to talk about dance a little bit and then, what, started you on your writing journey as an author.
Absolutely. I'm Elaine Diamond Bailey. I was born in Tallahassee, Florida. I moved to Atlanta. I'll say around my teen years, I moved to Atlanta, and then I migrated to Tampa. And I've been here ever since, actually going back to Atlanta. So I'm super excited to be coming back home, my second home. So that's pretty much it.
That's good. So we know that you did a little bit, with childcare. You did, so you've always been, that nurturer anyway. Because as an author with children book, I find that you're a nurturer in essence. And then you also, do choreography. You teach dance. So
I do.
Right. So what started you on that path as a choreographer?
Dance classes in church, honestly. I started dancing. My mom put me, when we were in church, my mom put us in the liturgical dance group in church. And I just really loved it. I always had a passion for dance. I loved it. And it kind of went on to me wanting to step out and teach more and do the choreography side as opposed to just learn the routines. I actually always wanted to add a little bit more. When my dance teacher did something, I wanted to add in my own little specialty. But and I love kids. Like you said, my background definitely is with children. I used to be a school teacher, so that's my background. So I feel I know everything about when it comes to children, and I knew whatever I did in life, it was going to include children.
So, wow! And what grade did you teach?
I did from pre-K all the way up to fourth grade. I've done.
Wow. Awesome. And then, I also read that you've always enjoyed, children books, like you just had a love for it. The passion was already there. So,
Absolutely.
What was it that basically pushed you to say, you know what, I need to write, and, for you to go ahead and publish that first book?
My children, I actually wrote the book back in Dazzling Dancing Diva. I actually wrote it back in 2018. I have 3 kids, 2 girls, and
actual cover of the book. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, amazing. I love
it. My children were a big inspiration. My daughters, they wanted to just see someone on the cover of the book that just looks more like themselves. They wanted something that they could, when it's time for dressing up for different school rehearsals, or when Halloween came across, they wanted to dress up as a character in a book. So they couldn't find a book with, a character that looked like themselves. So they would always be like a Hello Kitty. They would be like an animal before they would actually be an actual character. Right. So we just got straight to work, and I was like, well, hey, we could write our own book. And that's actually how we started the journey. We wrote the book, and it was just a matter of time, me finding the a good chemistry with a good illustrator. So it was just basically me finding a good illustrator to just portray what I had up here, because I definitely have a wild imagination myself. I can be somewhat of a kid. I'm a big kid myself.
Ditto,
So
likewise. Right. So, and that's very important, especially, for our young children, to find something that's relatable, and something that they could, aspire to be, and encouraging to let them know that, you are just as important as the next person. And, it's sad that it comes down to, having to, specify based on the color, but, it is the world that we reside in. And, we have to ensure that we are properly educating, our young ones, that they are just as important as the rest. So would you mind sharing the experience as to, what it is that, because I saw that you said that you had some relatable experiences based on, the color of the skin, I would say, as to why the book was written as
Yes,
well.
absolutely. Yeah. We went through a time. My oldest daughter, her complexion is a lot like mine, and she's more of dark melanin. And my youngest, she's lighter toned. So we just went through a time where, you know, one wanted to look like the other, and they just weren't understanding a little bit. So I just wanted to actually, the little girl in the book Galaxy, how she ended up being vitiligo. Again, it's honestly combining my two daughters' skin complexion, and it actually, it came to the character having. I was like, oh, okay, it's a vitiligo child. So that's actually how we came up with Galaxy. Is just combining my two daughters. So the love that I have for them is putting them two together.
Right. And, why do you believe that this book can help, others, as far as identifying with, the same, experiences that you had, as well as, what your children, were encountering, because it's relevant, because we know that it exists. And, it's sad to say, even from, and just to take it back before we go there, even growing up myself in the islands, and, a lot of my friends, some were a little bit darker than I was, and my family is pretty much a melting pot, rainbow. We have Chinese, we have the Indians, and so it was just a lot, because there was prejudice, like, oh, I'm
I can understand.
hang out
Yeah.
with that one because she's not as light as us, or her eyes does not chink as much as yours, and it was just a lot. Or her eyes don't change colors like yours, or it's just crazy. So having a book such as yours to reference, and for them to have something that they can relate to, is why I believe, this book is going to do some amazing things. And,
Thank
I
you.
just want to hear from you, why you believe that it's relevant.
I believe that is relevant because we are in a different time. Back when I was younger, of course we always knew it existed, but it wasn't so much in the forefront like it is now, as opposed to how my kids are growing up this day and age. It's like now it's like black or white. So I try to let them know that everyone, of course, everyone's due respect, even though it doesn't seem like that, of course, in our world. Everyone's due their respect, and just to be proud of themselves, be proud of your beautiful, your lips, your eyes, your hips, your thighs. Be proud of all of that. God made you special and unique for a reason. And with my book, that's what we wanted to put out there, that no matter how you look, when my book, what you will start to see, it's going to be a lot of different diversity of melanin. Like you'll see, of course, you have an aligo. Then you're going to see, of course, we have a new character coming in with for the boys, Miles, and we have a character, and he's going to have orange hair, because, of course, we don't just have black hair. With my
Exactly.
daughters, I let them know, I have them research, like, of course, our melanin, we can have blonde, blue eyes, like you said, we're just
Absolutely.
very special, black gold, as I always tell them. So my book is very diverse. It just teaches kids to just be comfortable in the skin you're in, and it's okay to speak up and have an opinion respectfully, because it's not what you say, how you say it.
Yes.
So I just, like I said, I just want children to know it's okay when you look in the mirror, what you see, it's okay to, have natural hair. Everyone doesn't have to, do the bundles. My daughters, they love the cover of the book, to be honest. Like, this is honestly how my daughters wear their hair. So that's why we had the character like this, because that's how they wear their hair.
I love it. I definitely love it. And, it just takes me back because, you said something, in your quote, and I just wanted to read that because that part I was just like, wow, this is definitely something that I relate to. And you said, the black girl magic. Hold on, why is it doing that? Sorry, everything wants to freeze. I apologize, viewers. It's always something when you're trying to look at something else, but we will just go back to it. But you mentioned in your bio about black girl magic, and what you stated was, and I have it now, 1 second, because I don't want to misquote you, and you could tell me yourself too, but it won't come up. It won't come up. It's fine. But if you can just tell me, the power of the words, you use. You stated that black girl magic, that even though we're magic, that it was something similar, that we also have feelings too. It was
Oh
something.
yes, just because we're magic doesn't mean we're not real. So I say that to my daughters, like,
I didn't want to misquote it, but it froze. But that's fine.
Yes, that's something I say to them like all the time, and I even would say it to my dance students. Yeah, we're black girl magic. We're magic, but black gold. But just because we're magic doesn't mean we're not real. So I need for them to know, like I said, to speak up, speak your mind, hold your head up high. You have something special about you when you put things there out into the universe. I need it to be positive. I don't need to hear the word can't. I don't need to hear the defeated. Everything is, you're going to have trials and tribulations when it comes to different things in life. And I just want them to know, hold your head up high and go for yours. At the end of the day, I teach mine, go for yours. If you want it, go get it. At the end of the day, my book was just an idea. They just were tired of seeing, just themselves just not portrayed in the way, that they wanted to be seen. So, we wrote a fiction book. It was an idea in our head and we made it, come to reality.
Now we have book 2 coming, so even better because it's well needed. All right, well, that's awesome. Just want to let you guys know that I asked her to, Miss Elaine Diamond Bailey, to read an excerpt for us so that we can actually, hear, some of the amazing, verbiage in this book and why you should go out and support and, purchase this book and stay tapped in so you can hear all about when the release for the new book is out. So stay tapped in. And if you don't mind, Elaine, we will have you go ahead and read this. And then, we will come back and talk a little bit more about, you coming back into the media world, and then talk about, some of the red carpets that you did presenting the book and so forth. So yeah, we just have lots to tell the audience, and then, let them know where they could find the book and where they could find you and all that we have in store for 2021 and beyond.
Absolutely. You want me to go ahead and give you a little preview? Okay.
Absolutely.
Of course. All right. Dazzling Dancing Diva. So this is the cover. And I love colors. I love, love, love colors. All right. So here we go. Hi, my name is Jade, but you can call me Dancing Diva. I live with my mom, dad, and annoying little brother Miles. But he's not important right now. I am. As you can see from my sparkly tutu, I am a dancer. But not just any dancer, a dancing diva. I love to twirl, leap, and entertain. And that, there we go. That's Jade and her family, her mom, dad, and her annoying little brother Miles, which you guys will see more coming into the summer. Something for my little boys.
Oh, how cute.
All right. My dad takes me to ballet class every day after school for dance with Madame Kiki. She teaches my best friend Corey and I. But everyone just calls her Galaxy because just like the galaxy, she is unique, beautiful, and shines like the stars. My mom says it's okay to be different because that's what makes us special. And that's her at her school, trying to get it into the camera the right way. There we go.
Yeah, it's perfect. I can
Galaxy.
see. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, amazing. So see, guys, this is what I'm talking about. Amazing. And it's catchy. I love it. And yeah, you guys need to definitely support. Where can they find your book?
They can find my book now on Amazon. You can just type in Dazzling Dancing Diva, check out the reviews. They are amazing. I get emotional every time I see the reviews. I'm a big ball of water. Because a lot of people, they really love the book, and I'm happy that what I was trying to portray, people are seeing it and they're getting it. So I see that by the reviews, and I love it. So they can see it on Amazon. You can go to any of my social media platforms, Snapchat, Instagram, and just click the link in the bio, or Facebook, and Elaine Diamond Bailey, all platforms. Just click the link in the bio and it'll take you straight to Amazon. And we also, I just was approved to have it on Ingram. So it is now on Ingram. So I'm really excited about that because we're looking for it to be in Barnes and Nobles pretty soon. So I'm super excited about that.
Yes, we're excited. And I believe last night, actually, you had some great news about the book, also, tapping into international waters. So yeah.
I'm so excited. I was so excited about that. Actually, it's so funny. Right before the new year, I had someone reach out to me on Instagram, and they're like, "Hey, I'm in the UK. Can you get this? Can I get this book?" And I'm like, "Absolutely. Go to Amazon, click the link." She found the book, and she received it, and she loved it. She sent me so many pictures of her daughter falling asleep with the book. She was like, "This is her favorite bedtime story. I have to read it." She walks around with it. So yeah, that and then I received word yesterday that it has broken sales in Holland and Greece. So I was super excited about that because I didn't even know that. So I'm super excited that it's traveling the right way. So
that's awesome, and we are definitely so proud of you. And can you let the viewers know how much the book costs?
Yes, the book is on Amazon right now. It is $15.99. On Ingram, we're actually waiting on Ingram right now, of course, because Ingram would be a hardcover. That would be the hardcover and everything, which I'm super excited because I love hardback books. So that one on Ingram, that would be $22.99.
Okay, awesome. Very reasonable prices. So, especially for that quality and yes, the message behind it. So, absolutely. All right. So, thank you very much for sharing that with us. And good. So, let's talk about, some of the events that you were able to discuss the book. I know, over the Super Bowl weekend, the crew was there and you did your thing on the red carpet. Let us know how that went and, what that experience was like for you.
It was really amazing. I really loved it. It was different because I'm used to being behind the scenes, behind the camera, interviewing, someone else. So for the mic to be in my face, it was totally different. But I loved it. I did the Power of Influence Awards for Super Bowl. So, and it was a lot of amazing people in the building. And I love to network. So anything with networking, I'm always there and I'm always about it. But it was really amazing. I loved it. It was an experience that I want to keep doing and keep experiencing. And I just want to keep on this journey and, see where it leads me. Right now, it's doing pretty good. Again, I tell people all the time, I'm new to this office world, so I'm still learning, but I'm loving it. I'm loving every bit of it.
Good. So, with everything that we've experienced, and I ask this question pretty much of everyone based on what we're going through together. With the pandemic, how did that affect you with dance or you writing, did that encourage you to go forward, or did you find yourself kind of in a stagnant position?
Oh, absolutely. It definitely, you know, encouraged the fire. It built up a fire inside of me. So it only made me want to push harder. Again, that's why my book came out during the summer, during everything with the pandemic. I knew this was something, it was just the right time. It just felt right. Like I said, the book was wrote in 2018. I could have put the book out a long time ago, but it was just, you know, by God's grace that this was the right time to put it out with everything going on in the world. The pandemic definitely taught me a lot. You know, I had time to sit and reflect with myself and be at peace with myself, because of course we couldn't be around anyone. And, you know, we weren't working, of course, you know, as far as dance, you know, you couldn't do that. Everything was shut down. So it really just helped me focus and concentrate on my craft and really get the book out and do what I need to do. And the book was self-published. I did a lot of things by myself. So I
Wow.
had to really research, you know, I learned a lot, which I'm happy I did it that way, because now I know when I get ready to do certain things in the future, now I know why people charge what they do, and I know the value, and I know, you know, their worth, because I've had to do it on my own and I know the background. So it definitely, it built a fire in me. And I'm, you know, it was definitely, I know it was a lot going on, but it was definitely a blessing, I know, to me, with everything going on, because it, you know, it helped me just realize who I really was and what I really wanted to do and what I needed to
Okay, that's awesome as well. And you know that's very encouraging, to say the least, especially in a time where a lot of, I say that it was like 50-50. Some found a fuel and some,
do.
became
Absolutely.
stagnant, and a lot of people understand that mental health plays a part in it because some cannot deal with being enclosed for a long time. They need that social interaction, so that's one thing that I'm thinking about also, and I'll pose the same question to you. Um, Coming out of this pandemic, what is your outlook and your long run, intentions? Because I don't use goals. We have to put intentions behind our steps and everything that we do. So, what are your long term intentions coming out of this pandemic, futuristically?
Coming out of this pandemic, like I said, it definitely built a fire in me. My long-term intentions, definitely putting out, I'm on my second book. It'll be dropping in March, which was a year to date from when everything started shutting down. So I'll definitely be putting out more books, because that's something I definitely did during the pandemic. It's funny, the version that's coming out, the pandemic edition, Attack of the Germs, the next one coming out in March, we actually, that was not the book that was supposed to come out next. The next one was her going to the eye doctor. But with everything going on around us, and
It only makes
me
sense.
reflecting, absolutely. So it helped me write more and just really bring things to the forefront. I always want my books to start a conversation. That's, I always wanted to, have a conversation, whether parents with their kids, uncles, dads, grandparents. I wanted to start a conversation about what's going on and try to explain to kids a little bit more, what's happening around them that, don't understand. Because it did a lot of things to our kids as well. It wasn't just the adults.
Absolutely.
Granted, we weren't working, but, it hit kids harder, than you think. So my long-term, goals of what I plan to push out is just under the Elaine Diamond Bailey project, to have my book as a series, Dazzling Dancing Diva, just to put out, of course, product for different things. Because a lot of parents are like, are you going to put out something like a teddy bear or something so my child won't have to drag around this book and mess it up all day? So I'm just focusing on the different projects that I have coming up for Dazzling Dancing Diva.
Ooh, so you have some things in the work. Okay.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Good,
By the
good.
summer, I will have definitely 3 books out and rolling, and I'm even looking into doing a novel for kids. So
Wow.
yes, a ballet novel. So it'll be a little bit older, maybe going into that middle school age, because Dazzling Dancing Diva, I would say, would be more so for that preschool to elementary age. So
Right.
now I think I really enjoy writing. It's what I love. I really have a passion for it. Like when I'm in my zone, I can sit and write all day. So I really want to tap into more with the middle schoolers, and who knows, maybe, do something even bigger with high schoolers. But for right now, I'll definitely be putting out something for middle schoolers, maybe a novel.
Right. Well,
For
we
it'll
definitely
still be
have
based around
the
dance.
people that we could network with and, host some events together and, get things on the rise. We already spoke about some things and, we've had a lot of people that graced our platform that I believe that the energy is the same and will definitely do great things. Your team in the house media anyway. Now a little bit about Team in the House Media and how that all generated. Tell us about how you became a member or a family member of Team in the House Media and where you plan on incorporating the media side to everything that you're doing. I mean, because you're a woman that wears many hats as well. So, and we love it.
I'm definitely loving every minute of it. I came across In the House Media. I had an opportunity to do an interview. They actually were my first interview out of state. So they were my first interview, in Georgia. I was super excited, super nervous. I met, Jerome and Craig, and we just clicked. It was just like sitting there talking with family. Like we were, the energy was there and everything. And it was funny because they were telling me, they said, hey, at the end of the interview, they said, okay, hey, we have an event and, you would be great for it. You have a great look. We just need you to interview. And it's so funny because I was like, no, I don't like the sound of my own voice. I can talk, but I don't like the sound of my own voice. So they were like, no, come on and do it. And I ended up doing the event, and it was for interviewing for the red carpet for the NAACP Awards that was in Atlanta at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, which I had no idea what the event even was. And I ended up coming up with a couple of questions. Jerome, he led me through the whole thing. He was like, you can come up with your own. Here are some questions. And again, this was new to me. And I got out there. And like I said, one thing about it, I love to network. And my mom always said, you've never met a stranger. So, so I can talk to anybody. Like we just, been friends for years. And I just went in there and just took it as a great opportunity and a networking opportunity. And I got to interview some amazing people. And it's led, their bridges. One network has led to another bridge and led to another. And hence that's how I received the opportunity and was noticed to walk the red carpet actually at the Super Bowl. For their red carpet. So it's just bridges and me loving to network, to be honest.
Yes, because I believe one of our other teammate, a family member, actually interviewed you also on the red carpet during the Super Bowl, correct?
Yes. Brianna?
Yes, Brianna did.
Yes, listen, I love her. Yes, she was, and again, the energy, she was so sweet. It was, just like talking to a friend. Like it was very natural, and we just had a good time. So, and again, I was so nervous, because again, it's different, have interviewing people and then having the mic now in your face and you're on the spotlight. But I loved every minute of it, and it's something I definitely want to keep going with, and I know that's something I'm gonna keep up with. So, stay tuned. You'll definitely see me popping up a lot.
Ding, 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 ding. And that's great. We always welcome our family members. And when we all get together, it's always an amazing time. So, we love it. We also, give a shout out while we're here to, some of the originals, such as Darlene Hart. She's our sister down there in Slidell, Louisiana. We love you. And we can't wait for you to come back up so we could do some more events together. Of course, we have Tracy, we have, Yolanda Mack, we have, Paul Hooks, so some amazing people, Tim Nighttime, the family is huge, and, Craig Blunt.
I know, and thank you guys for making me, feel so special. Like I said, ever since I, came aboard, it's just like you said, it's family. So it was me and you, everything just, it's just, we talk like we've known each other forever. Exactly. Just that energy. So I love it.
And that's the way we want to keep it. And it's great. So, I'm just blessed and grateful to have you in our family and just, to be around, some more amazing, powerful Black women, because we need a lot more of that, shout out to our kings, but, the queens are on a rise.
Absolutely. Listen, we're holding our own. We're definitely holding our own. So I'm super excited.
Preach it, girl, preach it. Yes. Okay, yes. I got to give it 2 steps. So look, let's get it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, with everything going on, I know you have the basis because even in the books, you talk a lot about dance. So where does dance sit right now in your daily life?
I'm always working on my craft. With the book being out, I do not have as much time to, of course, do dance anymore as far as teaching it.
Okay.
And again, everything is a bridge. So I believe that, me having my dance academy, it just led to something else, because you're always, dance is my heart. Like I can be happy, sad, I can be whatever. Dance it's gonna always bring me back to my center. Like I just love it. So that's just what I love to do. And I love teaching and love learning, like I said, new things. It's something that just comes natural to me. It's a craft that I take very seriously. My students would definitely tell you that. And that's what I wanted to, portray also in my book. You'll see Madam Kiki, she loves the kids. She has a little bit of spice to her, but she doesn't play by her craft. And, she just wants the best for her students. And when it comes to what my book, if you notice, there are a lot of different words in there. A lot of my friends was like, well, what do these words mean? And I'm like, well, they're French, because the background behind ballet, of course, is French. Right. So like the releve, the plie, and the passes. So I'm also teaching kids as well, different dance terms and what they mean and how to do it.
Exactly. Expanding their vocabulary and,
Absolutely.
teaching them things. So, yeah. And this, forces them to, utilize that dictionary or, Google, because I know a lot.
Listen, the next book definitely will have a dictionary. That's my biggest thing I hear. The next book gonna have a little dictionary in the back. I promise, table of contents, because that's the biggest thing I hear. Like, why do you put like a little dictionary breaking down the words? And I hear this from the adults. Like, right. So I promise the next one, it will have everything broken down for you, how to correctly pronounce it.
It pushes people to, utilize, even if it's Google, it pushes you to utilize that because, reading is fundamental. And I'm just grateful that with your book, you are elevating, meaning that you're still being an educator, along the way, and that's so important. So being an educator, since we referenced that, you touched on something that I wanted to go back to. You said, people don't realize that the children were also affected during this time. Can you share a little bit about how you feel that, our children were affected as far as the pandemic and, the shift with schooling and being home and.
Oh, absolutely. Just from hearing from my dance students that kept in contact with me during the pandemic, and I did the same with them. It was a lot going on. They couldn't be around their friends. They were confined in a home. Of course, parents, they're frustrated because of what's going on. So it definitely, led to things of, depression and, them just not being happy with themselves, not knowing what to do, So again, I've always tried to speak positivity and positive and encouraging words, to my students, to my kids, of course, to let them know that everything happens for a reason. And like you said, you could come out of this, building a fire up, or, you can let it take over you. So I'm just blessed enough that, it did take over. It did the opposite. It built the fire and wanted us to keep going. And the same thing, with children, I want them to know, don't let this, let this be a test, and show that if you can make it out of this, sweetie, you can make it out of anything. Because I don't think anybody predicted this.
Absolutely not. And, so with everything tying in and you pushing the book that's coming out now that you're releasing, it talks about germs. And we said respectively so and rightfully. How do you feel that, dealing with this virus, do you think that it has taught our children a lot about hygiene and, what they should have been doing all along? Because I know we as parents, and speaking because I have 4, we've always been stressing, hey, honey, wash your hands,
Wash your hands,
sanitizer,
absolutely.
don't touch that, don't put that in your mouth, you know the drill. Get your hands out your face. We've been saying this for so long. So do you believe that now our children are a little bit more aware, or do you think it's still a lax in some of it?
From what I'm seeing, I believe they definitely are aware. I know with my children, they were, already, to me, germaphobes, bigger than myself. So, but with others, absolutely, I think if they weren't washing their hands 20 times a day, which when you get the book, you'll see it's going to talk more in depth into that as well. What's going on. If you weren't washing your hands, you definitely are. But from what I'm seeing, absolutely, children are definitely on it just as much. I'm around kids all the time still. I really don't see parents really reminding them to get the sanitizer. They have it on their keychains now. They're carrying it in their book bag, so they're way more, cautious or overcautious of it, which is not a bad thing, So I think it actually helped for those that were really lax about it. Now they're washing their hands 20 times a day, bathing in sanitizer, and for the ones that that weren't, they're on it. So I really think it helped, to be honest.
Yeah, I concur. To a degree, because you still see some strange things happening, but
I think the biggest thing with them is the mask. I really think that's the biggest thing. Like, for real, like
and it's for
washing
the
hands,
adults
I've
as
never really
well.
seen a
It's for
problem
the
with.
adults as well, because I've been guilty. It's for the adults as well. No, I mean, if I'm going to speak on something, I'm going to be honest about it.
Absolutely.
So, I've been guilty where I'm like, I had it down below, and my aunt, she's a nurse, and she's like, that is not, live at an event. She's on my live, and I'm on live, and she's like, that is not the proper way to wear the mask, young lady. Do you realize that there's germs out here? It's a virus. People and I'm like, oh, sorry, auntie. Okay.
Absolutely.
So I get it, and I feel because we weren't too, a lot of us weren't believing because we didn't have, people that were very close to us passing in, it was so many things in the media,
Absolutely.
like types and so forth. And then, a lot of things changed where it started hitting home, and, you're just seeing things and you're not sure. And then, better to be safe than sorry. So,
and it's still happening. I don't see it. I'm gonna be honest. I see it going well beyond the summer. I'm gonna be totally honest. I really don't see us, taking this mask off anytime soon, to be honest.
I don't want to jinx anything, but I'm seeing stuff and I'm hearing 2023, and I'm like, who, what? I'm like, no, what? So.
I'm definitely here. We'll be in these.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And you'll see the cover sheet. If you go to my social media, I actually put like a little snippet of the cover on there, and she actually has a mask on her face, and even on the front, like she's kind of like looking up, like, oh my gosh, again. Because that's how the kids are, I think the good thing is they have designer masks and different types of designs.
Exactly.
You can get masks made. So that at least helps the kids, like, okay, I'll put this on. Because I know my kids, I had masks made. I bought the mask with, crazy designs on it, because it's a lot wearing that the whole day on your face and, in class and around. So.
Right. Yeah, so true. So, I appreciate you coming on and sharing your story.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, stop it. No, seriously, just an amazing person. Very sweet, very humble, and the authenticity is there, and I love that energy. So what I wanted to ask you, looking back, what would you tell your younger self?
Wow, the younger self can't compete with what I have going on now. Wow, what would I tell my younger self? I would tell my younger self just to keep that confidence and just keep that light and keep going. Don't let anything discourage you, and everything is not so much a bad thing, but just a distraction or a speed bump, and you can overcome it. You really can. So I'm definitely a witness of that. So just keep pushing forward and don't stop, because just as sure as you give up, it's right there. Like, it's right there. You could have touched it. So just keep going. That's what I definitely tell my
you don't preach.
I've always been a strong person. So, but the younger self, I would definitely tell her, listen, is consistency. Keep it up.
Is key. Absolutely. So what advice would you give, aspiring authors out there, what would you tell them to do as far as pursuing writing? What should be their main focus? A few tips for them.
Oh wow. Because I'm new myself, so I'm still learning.
Exactly. So
But
but
I
it's
definitely
relatable. It's relatable because you've done so
yeah,
much.
you listen. That's definitely that's a new question. But I definitely would, let the authors know, just to do your research, number one. And it's definitely a lot of hard work. I'm not going to say it was so easy putting it out, because I did self-publishing, but it starts up here. You have it, write it down. It starts up here, then it goes to that piece of paper, write it down, and just keep going. That's it at the end of the day. Me personally, I love the fact that I did do it the way I did, and I did self-publishing, because like I said, you learn the background. I didn't have anyone, to really reach out there and, help me, and when I did finally find someone, they were amazing. And they, but again, it's a children's book, so it's a different avenue. But again, at the end of the day, I recommend everyone, if they can do self-publishing, they don't get too frustrated with it, because it is a lot of work. I would do the self-publishing stuff. Then you'll know why illustrators charge what they do, or why animators, and the animators, they charge what they do. Do your background, because even when it comes to uploading and putting it out there for Amazon, yeah, it's a lot. So yeah.
Right.
Just do your research.
Exactly. And and that's what I tell everybody when it comes to any business. If you put your time and effort into something, you will want people to support you. So stop looking for a discount and support people, because you do not know what they had to do to get their products out or get themselves to where they are. So if
you have to know your worth,
be a supporter, and just stop. That's my word of advice. Because we would support you just as well. Let the viewers know again one more time where they could find you, so that it's nice and fresh, and where they could find the book, and then we will close out. And thank you again. You are amazing.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you. I cannot wait to get back to Atlanta, and we actually, can meet up, Absolutely. It's Elaine Diamond Bailey on our platforms, Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook. And you can find the book on Amazon and soon to be Ingram. But Amazon, just tap in Dazzling Dancing Diva, it'll pop right up. And like I tell people all the time, read the reviews. It speaks for itself. And and leave a review back.
Yes, amazing. Well, guys, we appreciate you tuning in with us tonight on InDaHouseMedia House Call to speak with or listen in on our conversation, to learn so much about this amazing author who is doing phenomenal things, Miss Elaine Diamond Bailey. And make sure you tap in on all her social platforms, cop the book, and stay tuned for the next one coming out next month. And I'm
absolutely
my birthday. So we just want to say thank you again. This is your host, Michelle Diamond. Thank you for tuning in, and you guys have a wonderful time. Until next time, God bless. Okay, she gone.